90 by 30 is a campus community partnership that implements research-based, equity-centered, and primary prevention strategies. And the 90 by 30 name, what it means is that our aim is to reduce child abuse and neglect 90% by 2030 in Lane County. And we're hoping to do this through building communities where children feel connected, families are supported, and community members take action for positive collective impact. We did a rural focus to start with region-specific planning. So we divided Lane County in 7 regions, and then we talked with the people in each region to see what strategies would better fit the region. And that's how we ended with different strategies for different parts of Lane County. We use the protective factors framework. It's just characteristics of strengths of individuals, families, communities, or societies that mitigate risks and promote positive well-being and healthy development. So the 5 protective factors that Parent Cafe focus on are parental resilience, which is the ability to manage and bounce back from all types of challenges that emerge in every family's life. Then social connections. This is friends, family members, neighbors, community members that provide support, help, or offer advice. Then we also have concrete support in time of needs, which is outside sources that provide help. So just as meeting basic economic needs like food, shelter, clothing, families also need help when encountering crisis like domestic violence, mental illness, substance use. So thinking about those concrete supports that families need in different times of their lives. And the other protective factor is knowledge of parenting and child development. And this is just accurate information about a child's development and expectations that we have as caregivers, parents, or adults. And the last one is social and emotional competence of children. And this is a child's ability to interact positively with others, self-regulate, and effectively communicate their feelings.
We did a needs assessment and found that Eugene, as the most highly populated area, we found that of the 5, in terms of what services were available, social connections was the one that was most lacking for families and for caregivers and parents.
To give you a little visual of how a cafe looks like, we start with an introduction, then we go through agreements. Then the host will share a protective factor story, which is just a story about afterlife in which they were able to use protective factors. And then we have 3 breakout rooms, and this is for a virtual parent cafe, which is what we're doing now. We have 3 breakout rooms. The first one is a one-on-one conversation just for you to get to know someone from the group better and get also to know yourself better. And then we have 2 15-minute breakout rooms with a bigger group, probably like 4 to 5 people. And that's when you really go in depth to discuss protective factors. It's very nice just to see how these conversations, like people will share and everyone will get just different tools and experiences from other people.
What we love about this, our cafes are really based in a peer model. They are not top down. Everyone is considered an expert in their own life. And they are designed to offer a structure that allows for a lot of flexibility. We had developed a plan to start parent cafes in Eugene and Springfield, and we're in a pilot phase when the pandemic arrived. And so we quickly pivoted. We had every intention of doing in-person cafes. We quickly pivoted to online. Because we're online, we're able to offer them in Spanish and English at the same time. And so those communities of parents who may not otherwise talk to each other or hear from each other are As 90 by 30 has gone through a pretty significant shift in the last year to really center anti-racism and equity more broadly, we have just learned more and more about how this strategy supports those values, and how impactful it can be. Everyone is asked to take off their professional hat and just relate as human beings. Nobody has letters after their name on their Zoom thing. It's just people talking to other people. Another thing that we love about it is that it really does foster cultural humility. We never call it that, but it's people connecting across differences. People can come and experience the space. There's no observers, but participation can look very different for very different people. And we find that the experience is meaningful just to be a listener that day. And that's okay. There's a paradigm shift happening in the space of the cafe, which is that parents or caregivers are agents of change in their own lives. The process has shown that for some people in particular, there's this ripple effect where they start becoming advocates, not just for themselves, but also for their children and for the community.